Welcome back, my students, to a brand new episode of Comic Class. In today's lesson, guys, I want to talk about Titan Season 3. I had watched the Titan Season 3 first three and the fourth episode about, I think it was like 3 or 4 days ago, and I absolutely loved it. I thought Red Hood had a really good live-action debut, and I don't know, I think his name's Curran Walters or something. The guy that plays Jason Todd, the guy that plays him, the kid that plays him, I thought he did a really good job. I actually had no faith, to be honest, in his portrayal of being the Red Hood, but the use of a voice changer in him being, in the mask, but also in episode 3 where he had Dove, basically, or Dawn, kill Hank, slash, Hawk. Was brutal, and the way Jason was acting when he had the mask off became way more menacing, and it was really cool because at first I thought it wasn't a really good fit, but throughout the episodes, every episode he would get more and more sinister in his portrayal, and I thought he actually knocked it out of the park. But one thing in which the point of this video is I saw a lot of people saying that they don't like Titan Season 3 because they feel like Red Hood is a straight up villain instead of an anti-hero. And when I read all these comments from people, and I mean, it's a lot of people that are saying this comment, that I didn't understand it, because my favorite story of all time, well, I mean, it's hard. I would say my favorite Batman story of all time is Under the Hood, which is the debut of the Red Hood, and when he was first introduced in the comic books, and was his first, debut story arc. Basically his first time showing his personality, what he stood for and all that, and his fight against Batman, and trying to prove that he's a better Batman for Gotham City. And I feel like a lot of people have not read Under the Hood, or maybe didn't watch the Under the Red Hood animated movie that came out from DC Animated Universe. I think it was in 2010 when that came out, which is over a decade ago, so it surprises me. But I do understand some people are not going to watch these movies, or read the comic book. But Red Hood was not really an anti-hero in his debut story arc. Under the Hood had, Red Hood killing tons of people, which again, you just say they were bad, and that's true. But he also tried to kill Nightwing, and he also tried to kill Batman. Two really good guys. And despite, if you want to say it's different, him trying to kill, Hank and the Titans, it really isn't. Granted, Dick is in both stories, and he's Nightwing in both stories, and Red Hood tried to kill Dick Grayson slash Nightwing in both stories, in the adaptation and in the original Under the Hood story arc. He also tried to kill Batman multiple times. He was not holding back against Batman when they would have their battles in that story arc. And I feel like a lot of people just don't understand that Red Hood definitely was not an anti-hero in his first story arc. Under the Hood clearly showed that Red Hood was, he was twisted. He didn't yet have a moral compass. He acted like he did, but he really didn't. He was a broken man. And it wasn't until after the story arc that Batman kind of reined in Jason Todd, and they became more of a bad family again. And Jason listened to Batman in his role of being in Gotham City, that you're not going to kill, people just because you want to or you feel like they deserve it. And that's when Red Hood started, becoming sort of anti-hero, where he wasn't killing people all the time. At least he was trying his best not to. I've never read the Red Hood in the Outlaws series, so I'm not sure if he's ever killed in that. But even if he didn't, that's on the guidance of Batman, and he was not following Batman's orders in his first debut story. And we have to understand that in the show, in Titans the show, Season 3, this is supposed to be Red Hood's debut. He doesn't yet have a moral compass and all these things, and that should come in the next season. The whole point of the season is to get Jason Todd back to his sanity and back to a point that either he's going to be in jail or he's going to follow the rules of the Titans. And we'll see how the story plays out. But I thought it was very interesting that a lot of people were mad and saying that they're not going to watch the season because Red Hood is trying to kill the Titans. And I'm like, Under the Hood, he tried killing Batman and Nightwing straight up multiple times. And it was awesome. But, Red Hood changes, he develops, he evolves. But that's his character. He's not a perfect dude like, Dick Grayson. That's the point of Jason Todd. It's supposed to represent, like, us, the everyman. A person that does give in to rage sometimes and doesn't do the right thing all the time. and that's what makes him a really great and amazing character, and personally my favorite Bat Family member. So this really, got to me. This is my favorite character in the Bat Family, and a lot of people are misrepresenting him and making rant videos saying that he's a bad character now, when that was what he debuted as. He evolves and he becomes a better person in the future because of Batman, because of people like, Nightwing and the Bat Family, kind of like making, cheering him on, trying to get him to be a better person. Jason Todd is awesome. There's nothing wrong with them, and I personally love Titan Season 3. Maybe I'll make a video talking about it more in depth of the episodes we've gotten, so far. But I just wanted to make this video and claim, straight up say, Red Hood is not an anti-hero, not in his debut. He'll get there eventually, hopefully, and we'll see what Titans does, if they will follow that route, like the comments with him being an anti-hero. But in his debut, he was not. You need to go read Under the Hood. Link in the description down below for you to go check out on Comixology. If you haven't read his debut story, go check it out. There's also other ways to read it if you don't want to read it legally. I won't link that down below, but you can read it like that as well if you don't want to pay money for it. But yeah, go read it. There's no excuse not to. It's been out for a long time, since 2005. It's considered one of the greatest Batman stories of all time, for good reason. It's my personal favorite Batman story of all time. And overall, you're doing disservice to the character by making rant videos and saying that they don't understand the character, when this was his debut character in the comics as well. But that's going to be all, guys. Until next video, guys, God bless you. Until next lesson, keep on reading those comics.